And welcome to game 2. I'm up a game? What is this?
That's weird for you, huh?
Is this C squared?
I think so.
Oh, wow. Um,
I have to be on the draw for once? Jeez.
no, you get to go first.
Oh, sorry, I get to go first. Oh, actually, that's better for me, right? That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. You like your hand?
Oh, so yeah, my hand is so like in the blind. I keep this every time, right? Like I have some lands here, and I got some good reactive spells,
Okay.
and some like top end with
Yeah.
this butte right here. And even in this matchup, I think it's fine because we do have this, and these two cards right here work out great in this matchup. So I am gonna keep it.
I just have the Stone Cold Zero Lander, so we're in a mulligan.
Yeah, but your deck can keep that.
Yeah, not that hand.
Okay.
This hand is like because in an average matchup, okay. So if we hit a Memnite or a Ornithop, this hand is gas.
Oh, jeez.
But it actually, and I mean for a 6, it's not terrible.
You can scry.
And I get the scry, and I'm on the draw. Like I have a good percentage. I have a decent percentage to hit the 0.
And you up a
Um,
game. Like,
yeah, I'm up a game. Like, but I think like it's also very aggressive to mulligan this in a blind matchup. Knowing my matchup, this hand's terrible. Um, but in a blind matchup, I would keep this a game one, like a game one, multi 6 on the draw. I would keep this hand. I think so. I'm gonna keep it.
all right. Let's see what he does with this scry.
This is like a decent. It's a decent one. We'll keep it on.
Shucks.
We'll keep it on top. It's not the insane, but it's better than an average draw. So
I'm gonna just play this Dark Six Shores and hold up 1 mana.
since he is holding up a blue black, I don't want to walk into spell snare. So I'm going to just play the Springleaf Drum and the Mox Opal in my hand, and then pass the turn. If you
Opponent.
like, if you don't need to walk into it, you don't have to.
So I think I'm gonna play this one untapped, only for the so we have access to everything in our hand besides this card, which is fine still. So we're just gonna play this untapped. This Watery Grave. I
Okay.
seem to draw all my one-ofs against you,
Nice, solid.
and like this just gets us covered against most things that he could do.
But this turn is not looking great. We're still pretty bad against uh, spell snare. But I am going to pain myself here to play this Vault Scourge.
So like even though we have this, I kind of want to save that. Yeah. So okay, no, my hand's a little like awkward when it comes to this line. I think I'm gonna let it resolve. I don't care too much about it, especially since all my creatures are just like better than this, and I want to be able to save this for something more relevant. So we're gonna let that resolve actually.
Okay. So he's probably saving the counterspell for this, and I'm going to deploy it.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think it's the right play to hold it and just like make him do nothing, because then he just like plays a Bitter Blossom and then starts crawling ahead on a board. Whereas if I force him to use that now, if I draw another 2 mana spell next turn, I can then play the 2 mana spell and attack with my Inkmoth Nexus, which would be a good play. Um, and since Zach only has 2 mana up, that means like a Sprite is good here. But a Sprite only just blocks; it doesn't actually counter.
Right. So like also the thing like he was saying, he can't just sit around and do nothing because that's what my deck wants to do. My deck wants to be the tempo deck. So if you're just gonna wait for me to tap out, I never have to
Mhm.
until I physically want to.
And I also don't have a threat on the board, so like you don't have to tap out ever.
Yeah.
I have a 1/1 and a 1/1.
So I'm gonna play this Creeping Tar Pit. This was a pretty bad draw to be honest, but we still have some things going on in our hand that we're not worried about.
I hope you're not talking about creeping tarpit like that. His feelings would hurt.
No.
So we're gonna
That's
activate Inkblood Nexus and we're gonna jam in here with 2. We're gonna turn sideways.
we don't I'm not pressured enough to want to use that yet. Or at least not right now.
And I'm just going to play out this Memnite.
Definitely don't feel pressure to use that on that either.
And I'm going to pass the turn.
But at the end of the turn, when I'm not scared of like a cranial plating resolve or anything like that, I will use this on his land.
Hmm.
Because that's a good way how he could sneak in a win.
Yes. Especially the Infector.
That was a good draw too. All right.
This,
Sorry.
this game is not going great over here.
Well, I missed my land drop, but like this is probably the best thing to draw if I'm missing my land drop.
Right. Like if you're off Cryptic, I mean that's good, but like if you're off Cryptic, that means you also have other things that you have in your hand. So
Yeah. So we're gonna take this damage.
we didn't play this last turn because we want to conceal information, and we don't need to play it yet.
I think we're gonna flash this in now though.
Okay.
We're gonna fatal push the lifelinker. I just want to keep his threats off the board as much as possible.
Yeah. So you'll see here Zach is playing at the end step a lot because he is able to hold up counter magic, I assume, because that's how his deck is. He's able to hold up counter magic and interaction at instant speed, such as like holding up the spell snare with the Snapcaster Mage. And then because I didn't play anything relevant and my clock is like kind of minor, he can just chip away, get rid of my Vault Scourge, and then start chipping away with a Snapcaster Mage or a Creeping Tar Pit or any other threat.
Yeah. So we drew this land, and I'm gonna play it, and I'm gonna reveal a Mistbind Click, which is awkward because like that's one of the cards you want to like surprise your opponent with. But I think being able to hold up the rest of the spells on your hand is just more important.
Yeah, like Mistbind Click is usually a surprise, and that's what gets them. But against Affinity, it's just a 4/4 flyer. Like it's really hard
Well,
to deal with.
it could be relevant just to tap down your man lands if I'm like getting
Creature,
pressured by
yeah,
those.
very true.
Sorry, creature lands. Yep. Such a bad habit.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm attack for two. Like surprisingly, I win this race if he doesn't have a cranial plating with creeping tar pits as well.
Does this even look like a man to you? Look at it. Just look at it for a second.
I can't really zoom in here, but no, it looks like a tar pit that creeps. To be fair.
You can zoom in with Z. You ever use Z to zoom in?
Okay, well, I think that's actually funny. I should use Z to zoom because it's my name.
Yeah, Z. You know Z. My name too. You know.
Oh
But
yeah, that's right. You have a Z in your name, right?
yeah, Z squared. You know.
That's right. Duh. Come on,
Duh,
guy.
duh. All
So yeah,
right.
again, we're gonna play this on my opponent's turn game because we do it better than him.
Well, I'm gonna activate this Blinkmoth Nexus or this Inkmoth Nexus, and I'm gonna try to get in for one. And
Resolves.
nothing. Wow, look at that. Guess what? We're gonna play a third Springleaf Drum. Now, what's the argument to hold these in your hand? Nothing. Zero. There is no reason to hold these in my hand.
Okay, so I have this line where I think it's fine to use this because we have another one. I guess I could say, which like sucks. I have to say that, but like that's like my reasoning behind it, and like this also helps us win the race as well.
Playing a Spell Spreader Sprite here is probably the best move. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, that.
That card's also pretty dead in this matchup for the most part,
Yeah.
right? Like it only does.
Yeah,
Sorry.
definitely.
Nice.
I was gonna say is a Spell Spreader Sprite because then you could then Mistbound Click as well, and that's really cool interaction.
Yeah. So I revealed the misbind click just because it's fine since we like he already knows about it,
Hmm.
and I'm still gonna just attack for two.
It's not revealing any more information that I already knew.
Yeah, like if it was something like I can conceal, that's fine. You don't want to trade?
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay. Shucks.
I need to keep my artifact count up for my Etch Champion.
Yeah, you do.
That's not resolving because you probably have a Cryptic.
Something like that.
So we're gonna play a we're gonna attack here with Inkbot
Oh.
Nexus. This is sometimes how Affinity draws, and you lose these games. I mean, to be honest, I probably shouldn't have kept the 6. It was a good blind keep, but we have drawn actual 0 good cards since that Vault Scourge that we topped. So, actual 0. Like, we've drawn Springleaf Drum, Spire. I think
That's rough.
yeah, those are the draws.
So I'm just gonna attack here.
I think we
Again,
still take 2.
it's one of those things where I'm fine if he trades, and if he doesn't, that's even better. He can't really. He's not gonna beat me with damage at this point. Like he's gonna try to have to kill me with
In fact,
cranial plating.
yeah, Yep, and then I had to try to resolve the cranial plating here. If it gets countered, the game's probably over.
So I use this one because again, this one is dead in most of the matchup.
You have the second one?
Yeah. So like this is dead for most of the matchup, but like so this is like the key time to use it, and I want to save this for something more relevant.
Like, I wanted him to play Cryptic here to get him the Cryptic out of his hand. But him having the counter squall is and still have Cryptic Manic up is just like the worst.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Because I wanted to double spell here, but
I mean, you can.
yeah, okay.
I'm not like stopping you.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Just so you guys know, I'm not that mean. I will let him cast it if he wants. I can say we'll resolve though.
Yeah, I can cast it.
This was a good draw though.
That's an excellent draw.
So this also allows me to use Mistbind Click efficiently.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna still attack here.
The 5-mana Mistbound click.
Yes.
I have to trade at this point.
Which again, I am fine with.
Like it's a problem. Like I don't think I should have traded before because I needed to keep my count up. No Mistbound click there.
Yeah, I don't care too much about it.
And we already know about Mistbound click, and we have no it's another question mark. So hopefully he doesn't have the counter as the other question mark. If it's a removal spell's also bad here. Like this Steel Overseer is probably not resolving, and if it does resolve, it's not living. So
Part of me wants to let this resolve and not kill it.
it doesn't matter though. Like you just have a Creeping Tarpon and a Mutavault. You just win the race.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, yeah, I'm actually let that resolve.
That's fine. Or I'm gonna activate the Inkmoth Nexus and get in there.
So now this is when I'm going to cast this Mistbind Click.
Nice. Tap down that creature land.
Yes, and like I don't actually have to activate my Mutavault until it resolves. So like let's say he had something randomly that can just get me. I don't work this into something else as well. So we're gonna tap this for itself. Champion said whoops.
You almost click itself.
No, I clicked this again without realizing that the champion's not on the stack yet.
Oh,
So yeah,
okay.
we're gonna champion the Mutavault, and then we're gonna tap his land, his creature land.
Got him.
I said it right.
And I'm just dead here. Like, attack with click, attack with Creeping Tar Pit, and then the following turn, attack with click, attack with Creeping Tar Pit, and like, if I have a Galablast, it's a very awkward situation, but I'm still so far behind on board.
So again, yeah, we're gonna just attack with this turn, and then we're gonna save up both these spells that we drew now. That's great.
Or that you can do that as well. Like he doesn't need to push the game. Like the game is. I'm not threatening lethal so quickly that he needs to race. Zach can just like poke away. Well, poke with a 4-mana flyer.
Oh yeah, no, it's more of like a punch.
Yeah, it's a punch. Savage punch.
Aha, I see what you did there. I played that card before.
Yeah, have you? Is
Oh
it
yeah,
a good card?
it's not bad when you have like Stormbreath Dragon and
Okay.
Knuckle Blades in your deck.
So I'm gonna activate here. We're gonna try to get in here.
It's fine. I am not scared. I'm not scared of going to 6 Infect.
We're gonna threaten lethal next turn.
I'm gonna cast this now.
Okay.
Let's see what he does with it. We don't have Delirium yet, so that sucks.
Yeah, because my Planeswalker is gonna survive. Yeah.
You never know.
I'm gonna get rid of this this old Signal Pest that can't block Mistbind click anyway.
Well, that was awkward. The thing is, like, I get blown out to a Galablast, and then I could potentially die next turn if I don't hold this up. So I think I'm still gonna be running the race, and I'm just gonna attack for 4 again.
I think this also makes it so you can have 2 lethal threats next turn.
Exactly. And like, I still want to just hold up this 4-mana spell.
That's not great. What four mana
Resolves.
spell? What 4 mana spell could he be holding up?
Misbind click.
No, obviously, yes.
So
Last
now
last card in hands.
we're gonna return his uh, Ink Moth and draw a card.
And the game is over because I cannot block the flyer or the creeping tar pit. And even if I had a Galv Blast, I would not be able to kill enough to survive. Because
Yeah,
Signal Pest is only he's a scared flyer. He only attacks.
he more like jumps high.
He jumps high and then he goes back to the ground. He can't jump high and block something. He's also tiny too. So,
Yeah.
but that is the game, and
Okay.
we're
All
gonna
right,
we're gonna
evening
see.
up the series.
I mean, that's good for you. Winning these pre-sideboard games are huge,
Yes, because we
and
play like 8 Hercules Recall post board and
right,
usually get it
8.
every turn.
Yes, 4 and then 4 Snapcaster, so 8.
Yes.
That's how you get to 8. Is that how you add it up?
No, I actually have 8 actual Hercules
Oh,
Recall.
you have 8 actual. Okay,
Yeah.
nice, nice. I can't wait to see it.
Yep.
But
We'll try it
I'll
out.
DQ you from from the C squared. So that will be the game, and we'll see you next. We'll see you in the sideboard. And here's sideboarding for Zane, and we're looking at bringing in 2 Gearport Aether Grids and 1 Blood Moon, and we're gonna take out 1 Master of Ethereum since it gets pushed, and it also is a big fatty that gets tapped and gets a whole bunch of things, bad things happen to it. And we also brought in a lot of 3-drops, so we want to cut 1 Master. I also like cutting 1 Galblast. While Galblast is very versatile and can win the game, I think that because we are bringing in 3 colored spells that I read, it's kind of rough to have too many colored spells, as well as just you want a concentration of artifacts still. And so I don't want to take out artifacts to bring in the non-artifact spells, at least too many. And I'm also going to take out 1 Memnite, since Memnite does not attack very well through the 1/1 flyers. So we have a decent amount of 0-drops still, where we're able to still attack. There is 1 card that I'm very iffy on, and it's the 4th Etched Champion. The reason that I do not like the 4th Etched Champion is that I already have 6 3-drops after sideboard, and I don't want to go to 7. If I were to go to 7, I would have to cut another Galvanic Blast, or I'd have to cut a Steel Overseer, and I really think those cards are very important in the matchup, and I don't want to go to 7 3-drops. So this is going to be my sideboarding for the matches.
So for my sideboarding, we're going to be taking out the 4 Ancestral Visions for sure. These cards are really slow against them. So we're gonna move them over here on the side of the screen. We're gonna take out also 2 Counter Squalls because like they're just not really good. Funny enough, they get better game 2 and 3 post board when they have like Aether Grids and all that, but like it's still not good enough to cut because you never really want to draw it. We're gonna take out, even though it's the best card in the matchup, we're gonna take out this Go for the Throat because that is the Stone Blanks in this. I was sarcasm before. Sorry guys, but we're gonna take out also 1 Cryptic Command. It's just a little too slow, I think. I'm going to take out 1 to the slaughter because he has a bunch of 0-drops that just, like, it doesn't matter. He just blanks it to the slaughter almost. So that's going to be what we take out. We're going to bring in 2 Ceremonious Rejections because I think his deck is about 85% colorless and it's good in this matchup. We're going to bring in Collective Brutality because even though like he doesn't really play like too many spells I care about, it's more for just either the life gain or just be able just to kill 1 creature. And if I like ever get flooded on, let's say like Glance and stuff, I could pitch in and be able to escalate it. So that's also fine. We're going to bring in 2 Damnations because it's probably the only way I can actually deal with an Etched Champion ever resolving. I'm going to bring in 1 Batterskull because my game plan is to go late in this matchup. So like if I can resolve a Batterskull and I'm at fine, like decent enough life, I'll be able to just start grinding him out with that and lifelink, and he has no way of actually answering to if it resolves. And we're going to bring in, for obvious reasons, 2 Hercules Recall. We're going to find a way to sneak 6 in when he's not looking.
What does that do? What does Circle's Recall do?
For a blue and 1 instant, return all artifacts target player owns to his right hand. So I'm going to target myself so I can get more energy with Aether Sphere Harvester so I can
Oh,
actually
okay.
gain lifelink. That's what it is. I wouldn't worry about it on your end. It's just more for like me
Okay.
getting more lifelink stuff.
It can't target opponents, right?
No, it says target player. And I don't think you're really a player, to be fair. So
Oh,
you're
right.
fine.
Okay. I'm a participant.
Yeah. So, but this
Okay.
card is probably the best sideboard hate for Infinity besides Stony Talons. So, or
Mhm.
like Creeping Corrosion. They're all like umbrella in the same effect.
I think Recall's the second best.
Yeah, okay. So like after Stony Talons, and in fact, I
Mhm.
play Snapcasters. I have realistically four Hercules Recall that I can
Yeah.
actually use, and that's just like how I'm gonna be able to tempo them out. Like I'll take the damage and then bounce at end of turn, and it's just like that's great. And
Does
also, it
it
almost connects like a fog.
It's probably the like it's debatable between the two, but I think sometimes the Hercules Recall is actually worse than Stony Talents, depending on the matchup. Such as this matchup where I had to deploy almost all my threats, and I just lose all my tempo.
Yeah, and that's what my deck is trying to do is capitalize on the best tempo plan.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, join us for game 3, post sideboard.